You feel strange things in your body, and no one can explain it. As if something invisible is going through you from the inside, changing your skin, your senses, your breathing. If any of these sensations have ever happened to you, describe it in the comments with one word: inexplicable. It may be that you are not going crazy, but waking up. Kundalini is not a feeling. It is a force. And when she wakes up, she doesn't politely knock on her door. It invades your body, reprogramming your entire nervous system from the inside out. What most people call spiritual awakening is just the tip of the iceberg. The actual activation of Kundalini does not only change your consciousness, it changes your biology. It leaves marks. It triggers symptoms in your body that are so unusual, so specific, that you often can't even connect the dots. You sit down and ask yourself, why is this happening to me? Why is my body acting like this? Doctors may not have answers. The exams return normal. And yet, deep down, you know, something's changing. Something ancient, primitive, indomitable. In this video, we go far beyond the basic signs that everyone repeats. This isn't about tingling in the spine or seeing colors with your eyes closed. These are the strangest, most misunderstood, and most revealing, bodily symptoms that only appear when the Kundalini, that serpent-shaped energy dormant at the base of your spine, begins to rise. If any of these symptoms are happening to you, it means that your system is not just waking up. It is being completely restructured. And once started, there is no way back. These are the 6 symptoms that your body only manifests during a true Kundalini awakening, and no, you've never heard of them before. Your skin begins to reject everything that is not true. There is a moment during the awakening of the Kundalini when something very strange happens. You start to feel that your own skin no longer belongs to you. Shirts that were once comfortable suddenly become suffocating. The softer blanket feels rough. Even jewelry you've worn for years starts to irritate your wrists, ears, or neck. But it's not an allergy. It is not a skin reaction. It is something deeper, more mysterious. Your body is rejecting the energetic memory contained in objects, materials, and even environments connected to your former self. And the skin is the first frontier. Most people forget that skin isn't just a physical barrier, it's an intelligent emotional membrane. It absorbs, stores and transmits information. And when the Kundalini begins to rise, that shell that you have worn for years, the physical residue of who you were, begins to fall apart. You may notice a slight and random peeling, areas of dryness that appear and disappear. Perhaps you feel a subtle change in skin texture, a sudden softness or stiffness without explanation. And the strangest thing, maybe you feel your skin yearning for contact with nature, as if it only calms down when it touches the bark of a tree, a stone, or running water. It is because your energy field is trying to ground itself in purity. Anything that is artificial or emotionally charged is immediately rejected. Even your touch changes. Holding an old gift from an ex can give you a strange shiver. Lying on your favorite pillow can provoke restlessness instead of peace. It's not about the object, it's about what it still carries. Your skin, at this stage, becomes a sensor of spiritual integrity. If something doesn't resonate with you, it will be felt first on the surface. Because Kundalini doesn't just cleanse deep inner wounds, it also undoes the physical reminders of who you were before awakening began. You start to listen with your whole body. Imagine hearing the gentle hum of your refrigerator and feeling as if it is shaking your chest. Or walk into a supermarket and immediately feel pressure on your temples, not because of the lights, but the sound from the speakers. This is not psychological. It is not ordinary hypersensitivity. It is your body physically reacting to the vibration, something that only those who are going through an intense energetic transformation understand. During the ascent of the Kundalini, the vibrational receptors of the body, especially those connected to hearing and the nervous system, are completely open. Frequencies that previously went unnoticed now reach you without a filter. Sound is no longer just something you hear, it becomes sensation, pressure, tingling, contraction, as if your cells were being hit by invisible waves. And it's not just on the outside. Some words start to seem too cutting. You may feel your jaw clench or your shoulder spasm when someone speaks to you in a certain way. Even songs you loved can sound uncomfortable, not emotionally, but physically. Why? Because now your body interprets the truth through vibration. And everything that doesn't resonate, it looks like an invasion. This is one of the most misunderstood signs of real energetic awakening. They will say that it is an exaggeration, which is anxiety. But you'll know it's something more when you start feeling the sounds in your knees, in your belly, in your spine. And here's the twist, some sounds will heal you just as strongly. Hearing a bird's song can make your body exhale relief. A storm can bring tears without there being a single thought, because now your system is aligning with purity and filtering out all that is false. To help, minimize digital noise. Allow your nervous system to recalibrate in silence. Don't just protect your ears, protect your energy field. Your body is now a tuning fork of truth. And any out-of-tune sound will feel like an attack. Your organs begin to contract on their own, without explanation. You're going about your day normally when suddenly something inside your body contracts. It's not the muscles. Neither are the joints. It is deeper, inside the organs. It doesn't hurt. It is not acute. But you feel a kind of tightness under the ribs, or a gentle pressure on the abdomen. And then disappears. No explanation. No exam shows anything. But it keeps happening. It's as if your body is pressing the pause button from the inside. This is one of the strangest, and most revealing, symptoms of a true Kundalini awakening. Your organs start contracting randomly. Not because something is wrong, but because something is being dislodged. The human body stores emotional trauma within the organs, not just the muscles. The liver holds anger. The lungs, sadness. The intestines, shame. During the rise of the Kundalini, all these emotional patterns emerge. And when one of them begins to loosen, the surrounding tissues reflexively contract, as if the body is preparing for an emotional flood. But what you feel is the physical echo. A squeeze, a light vibration, a contraction in organs that are apparently perfect. Your stomach may shrink every time you try to rest. Your kidneys may pulse slightly when you lie down. Sometimes, the sensation feels like a slow hand squeezing inside you, and it disappears as soon as your mind is distracted. It is not a disease. It is cellular release. Your body is processing traumas that it doesn't remember mentally, but that it stores somatically. This is where many despair, thinking they are getting sick. But if you can stand still, breathe, and just observe, you'll realize that contraction always precedes an emotional change. The body contracts to protect. And then let go, to release. This cycle is sacred. To help, bring heat to the region. Place your hand over the tension point and allow your breath to find it. Sometimes, that's all the organ needs to feel safe enough to relax. And with that, the darkness stored there finally goes away. Your thumbs and fingers become strangely magnetic. You're sitting, calm, not typing, not holding anything. And suddenly, he feels a weird pressure on his fingertips, especially on his thumbs. As if something is pressing from the inside out. It doesn't hurt. It does not pulsate. But there's a magnetic density that makes you want to stretch, squeeze, or even shake your fingers, even for no visible reason. This is one of the most overlooked symptoms of Kundalini ascent, energetic congestion in the extremities of the body, especially in the thumbs and fingertips. While many focus only on the spine during Kundalini awakening, they forget that energy does not just rise, it expands. And the fingers, especially the thumbs, are channels of expression. They represent action, will, control. As the Kundalini begins to dissolve the ego-based will, these points become activated. And if there is blocked energy, old habits, resistance, or fear of letting go of control, tension builds up there. You may even notice your fingers twitching slightly when you're thinking about something deep, or feel like your hands want to open up on their own when you're silent. And the most curious thing, this usually happens when you are at rest. You're standing still, in silence, and then your thumbs seem to swell inside, as if you're about to do something your mind hasn't decided yet. This is the energy preparing to be released. To help, soak your hands in water, hot or cold. Let your fingers float. Shake them gently. You may even notice that you instinctively start drawing spirals with your thumbs or rubbing them on your palms. This is the body trying to create micro-movements to relieve pressure. Your thumbs aren't just gripping tools. They are spiritual levers. And during the rising of the Kundalini, they are trying to let go of everything that you have held on to for too long. A slight, unexplained vibration inside the mouth. It's one of the most bizarre sensations, and almost impossible to explain to those who have never been through it. You are sitting, in silence, without eating, without talking, and feel something vibrating inside his mouth. It's not pain. It's not bloat. It's like a slight hum, gentle electric current behind the teeth or on the roof of the mouth. And, as much as you try to understand, you can't find an explanation. But this is not an oral problem, it is energetic activation of the cranial and oral centers. Your mouth, especially your gums, isn't just for talking or chewing. It is an intricate network of nerves connected directly to the brainstem and cranial meridians. And when the Kundalini energy begins to rise, these dormant fields begin to awaken. You may feel pulses behind your upper teeth. You may notice that you start pressing your tongue against the roof of your mouth, not out of habit, but as if your body needs to complete a circuit. Some people even report feeling their lips or cheeks slightly charged, as if they have come out of a deep meditation, even though they have not meditated. This sensation is not physical. It is an energetic movement through the inner channels of the body, where repressed speech patterns, unspoken truths, and ancestral memories may be stored. Kundalini does not ignore the mouth. It purifies it. Because your voice, your word, your truth, everything has been shaped within this sacred little space. To help, sing softly. Let the vibration travel through the space behind your teeth. Don't try to understand too much. You are not defective. Your mouth is awakening as a spiritual instrument, one that will soon be used to express a level of truth that you have never accessed before. Your body freezes, and time seems to stop. There is nothing comparable to this experience. Unless you've been through it, it's almost impossible to describe. You may be walking, reading, even lying on the verge of falling asleep. And suddenly, your body just stops. For a few seconds, it's as if everything is suspended. It is not fear. It's not panic. It is a serene immobility. You are conscious, but you cannot move. And then, just as suddenly, reason. Most people associate this type of freezing with trauma. But in the case of Kundalini awakening, it is something completely different. What you're experiencing is your nervous system going out of thin air for an instant, so that the deeper energetic structure of your body can reconfigure itself. Think of it as an upgrade to a computer system. You can't run programs while the operating system is being rewritten. Similarly, during Kundalini awakening, there are times when the body simply stops all external outputs, so that internal processes can be integrated, especially after an intense energetic release or sudden emotional clarity. These freezing moments can last anywhere from 2 to 20 seconds. You remain conscious. Keep breathing. But your body doesn't move because something much deeper is still at work. Some people describe it as a suspended peace. Others, as if they were being held, not by something outside of them, but inside, as if their soul were saying, "Wait. Not yet." There is no reason to force it. When it happens, just witness it. Allow the silence to unfold. Because, soon after, you may find yourself crying for no reason, sighing deeply, or receiving an insight you never would have expected. These moments are sacred. They're the gaps between who you were, and who you're about to become. And only Kundalini knows when to pause, and when to let it follow again. You're not going crazy, you're breaking free. Kundalini is not announced with fireworks. She doesn't knock gently expecting you to get ready. It comes like a wave that breaks everything that is not true, not to destroy you, but to finally set you free. And the truth is, your body knows before your mind. These strange, often frightening and unexplained symptoms, the skin rejecting what no longer matches, the fingers pulsing with an energy you don't control, the organs contracting as old memories depart, are not mistakes. They are the physical echoes of such a profound spiritual transformation, that your consciousness is still trying to reach. What most people call weird, your body calls liberation. He's not trying to confuse you, he's trying to communicate. Each pulse, every silence, every vibration. It is a message from your higher soul. A message delivered not in words, but in muscles, breath, and sensations. Because you're not just awakening to new beliefs. You are awakening to a new biology. And that means some systems will crash. Others will restart. Some parts will hurt. Others will dampen. But all of this, every strange symptom, is your body saying, "I'm letting go of the false. I'm making room for what's real." The reason this journey feels so lonely isn't because you're broke. It's because almost no one talks about this side of awakening. They speak of light, of visions, of unconditional love. But they rarely mention the price to get there. No one talks about the hours of exhaustion without explanation. From the pressure on the thumbs. From the ringing in the mouth. Of the sound sensitivity that transforms a simple everyday noise into an attack. But you're feeling it all. And that means you're not late. Not even imagining things. You're ahead. You are being rebuilt by something sacred that lives within you, and always has. So if you've experienced even just one of these signs, let this serve as your reminder, you're not losing your mind. It's clearing the mind. You're not sick. It is becoming whole. And your body, this wise, ancient, truth-filled body, is leading the way. If this video reflected what you've been facing in silence, subscribe. Because almost no one is talking about it the way you need to hear it. Without superficial spirituality, but with deep-rooted truth. You're not just waking up. You're going back to who you've always been. In the end, it's not the world that awakens with you. It is you who finally see the world through the eyes of the soul that has always been here, waiting for the right moment to remember who you are.